So this is the giant, well, not so giant anymore. This is the pile of foam board that I got from Kijiji. It's been piled here. I don't know how it hasn't blown away in all these crazy windstorms we've had over the last year, but yeah, so we're gonna get this on the, try to close in the far side of the barn today. Might be time to clean up the shop. It'd be nice if this was closed in a little bit, but that's what we're working on. This. Sometimes the hardest part of the job is remembering where you set tools. And ice. So now that this one's on here, I can actually put another 2x4 down over top of it, and it'll lock this piece into this one. Quite often for this, I'm just using scrap lumber. You can see that it's kind of got chipped out and stuff there. Really, it doesn't matter because it's just to hold, temporarily to hold the foam in place, and then long term is to hold the board in place. So we've got the styrofoam up a little over halfway. I don't want to get too far ahead with it. Right now I'm going to kind of step back and I'm going to get the board up to about the doorway here. And then I can continue with that stuff, just in case for some reason I can't finish this all everything today, which is highly unlikely that I will finish it. But I always worry about, I only put like four or five nails in each one of these foam boards, only because they're only kind of temporary. They're only a temporary hold until the board's on, and that also helps hold it on. But if I get too much on and we get major winds or anything like that, I'll be picking this styrofoam up all across the neighborhood. So I'm going to go grab some lunch and then come back and get this board on. We're going to start doing getting some board on here. Basically, we're going every 4 feet for the strapping. So down there, and then one up here and one at the top. I just use this spacer. Doesn't really matter what you use as long as it's the same all the way along. And so I put the spacer here, put a board on, start a screw, and then I quickly level it with a 4-foot level. I probably could get away with leveling it every 2 or 3 boards, but it only takes a second to do it, so it makes my heart feel better. So this rough pine, it's got one side that's rough and then one side that's plain. So I'm putting the plain side out, or the planed side, not plain. So, and then I try to go an inch, about an inch in. And then you can see where the screws are if I go in half an inch, something like that, 3/4 of an inch probably. And then when I put my batten on, the screw goes in the middle here and it's wide enough to cover these. And that allows, so when you put the screw in, you don't hit either of these boards. And that allows these boards to expand and contract, in theory. So at this point you can remove that, start your screw. Got a little bit of bowing or buckling on this board from sitting in that pile. A little weird, but so I usually do 2 or 3 boards on the bottom, and then I go up top and screw the tops of them in, just to make it easier for myself. Holy, struggling with everything this morning. I've got 2 different gloves on. I really love these gloves. They're kind of like a neoprene stuff. Somebody came to help me and left them here, and you can see I'm wearing the fingers out on them. but they're a lot warmer than these mechanics gloves. But it's funny because I actually wore the finger out, but it makes it easier because I can pull the finger and thumb out of them, and it makes it easier to hold onto a screw. So it's not like I have 2 of these gloves, but I lost one of these. So for right now, I just have to look a little weird, but that's really nothing new. So here, there is a window here. For now, I'm going to just board right over the window, because we don't have the windows to put in there yet. But once we do, I'll just be able to mark the holes and cut the frames out. But for now, it'll stop some of the wind and rain from driving in there. So, not really a lot to it. I'm just going to carry on going down the way. Like I said, I'm going to leave the window. I'm not going to cut the window out right now. I'm going to board right over it until we have the windows. Probably be in a couple of weeks. We'll go order windows and doors, or go pick up windows and doors. But in the meantime, by not putting those in there, it's going to stop some of the rain and wind from driving in there, so I can start, kind of dry it up there. It's still going to rain in over top until I get the gable end done. But for now, I'm going to carry along here, and I'll check back in with you. So I just discovered a little bit of a flaw in my plan. When I put the board on here, I'm losing this center one here. And the problem with that is going to be that there's nothing to screw the board onto from the top, for like 8 feet, which is no good. And to put it through here, it's 3 inches into the back of this. So what I'm going to actually have to do now is cut a 2x4 out of this foam, knock this down to probably 1.5 inches, put an 1.5 inch 2x4 on it, and then secure that to there, and then I'll show you. So I need a way to secure the board to the window frame, and like my screws are 3 inches. I have 4-inch screws, but this is 7/8 of an inch. This is 3 inches. So in order to get some bite on it, I'm going to cut some of this foam out and embed. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches of the foam out, which is the width of the 2x4, and I'll embed a 2x4 into this foam 1.5 inches, and then I can use my 4-inch screws to screw this to that, and then just attach that to this regularly. So it doesn't have to be, any super rocket science to accomplish this. So I will use my mini skill saw here to do it. I think. See how it works. Of course, my batteries are all dying. Oh my God, these batteries. It's almost like they're just a little bit too big. Doesn't have to be, you know, super accurate, but somewhere here I have some big 4-inch screws. Oh, except I gotta hit the stud there. What's going on here? I didn't cut that very straight. So now we have this surface here to be able to screw onto as well. Hey guys, so winter's here. So I've got the board done on the lower side. No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. Winter has definitely set in. I actually finished the board about a week ago, but it's been horrible weather for the last week. Crazy winds. Rain. It's just been horrible, so I've kind of been working on other things, but I'm just trying to get this video finished up, you know, so you guys can see where we're at. So yes, I still have the top, the gable to do, but I've got the lower half done all the way down to the end. I do need to kind of take out the center there again. It's just kind of temporary there, so I can permanently get that door in. And I have the front done, but I'm not going to show you the front yet because it'll be a bit of a spoiler. I've got some more work done up there, but I need to at this stage of the game, I need to get up there now, and I think I'm going to set up some scaffolding here, and I need to get that closed in. So it's a little bit of a different process than down here. I've got to, you know, support the gable and all that kind of stuff, but there'll be more about that next time. Until then, have a good one.